Yeah, just type. Let's do one at a time. So let's invite some guests. What is your email address? Who's first? Okay, let's just do it. I'm just gonna send it in a group email. Let me send it right now. Paste. All right. Who is anyone gonna put their email address in? Or are you gonna send it to me in a DM?
I think you need an email address.
Okay, hold on. Manushka B at Yahoo. All right, I'm gonna send that to you now. Manush.
Well, I'll have a link via my email.
Yeah, you'll have a link via your email, and you can just join us on this stage. That way, you can listen and ask her questions, and she can see you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, let me read that again. Manushka B. Okay, and
it's MAUS as in Samantha, HKAB as in boy. At yahoo.com.
All right. Okay, now let me add the other one. Lucinage.
It's Lucina.
I'm sorry.
Lucina J20.
I am so sorry. Gmail.
I've never heard Lucinage before, but that sounds exotic.
I was just telling someone that I have to go get my glasses that I have been avoiding for a long time.
R Azard.
Okay, R Azard at
100 at Gmail.
Okay, R Azard 100 at Gmail. Okay, Juragel. Okay.
Shomas, yeah.
All right,
so
one more.
Ragel, Shomas, CHOMAS.
At Gmail. All right. Juragel Shomas.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else wants to join us backstage? Oh, right. You know what? You are correct. I should, well, the link is here on the computer.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can link. Okay. I sent the link. Yes, I just sent it now. Let me see. I'm going to retrieve it from my email. You guys don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Okay. People really wanted to be part of this live. So thank you so much.
I'm so happy because she was, a good friend of mine when we were in school. We're classmates, like years. I haven't seen her in years, but she follows me.
Okay.
Anushka. So I'm very happy to link back with her.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So, okay, guys, I've put the StreamYard link in the chat. So I think it's just easier. If you copy and paste that, you should be able to immediately come into the back room, and I'll put you on the stage. And then for those of us who just want to ask questions from the chat, there's that too. Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, Wizzy is here. Oh, wait, well, let's, hold on. Hold on, let's remove.
Where do I copy and paste it to?
Just open it. So if you just put it into the web.
That's what I tried to do, but.
Hold on. Wizzy? Oh. Whoever Wizzy is.
I'm gonna use my other device.
Hello, Jodi an, c'est Johane Landrin, li se yon psychologue qui a viv Haiti. Pizi sot mette link la na chat la, so n'importe moun qui vle, oh, ok. So n'importe moun qui vle entrer dans backstage là pour nous poser une question en direct, nous mettre prendre le link là parce que il pas de accès avec caméra sur TikTok. So sorry. Wizzy, all right. Thank you. Wiz, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I see Wiz just entered. Is anybody else able to enter? Manushka really wants to be here, so she's. Oh, Manushka is here. Hi, Manushka. Manushka, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Can you see Johane? Okay, yes, she can. Okay, perfect. Can you see Manushka, Johane?
No, I can't see her. I don't know why. I only see you.
Okay. All right. I guess I would have to add her to the stage when she wants to ask that question.
Okay.
Okie dokie. All right. Okay. Okay. So I just went to my YouTube to see if I was live. I am live on YouTube. Let me mute myself on YouTube. Okay. All right. Perfect. So we are just going to go ahead and start, and people can just enter. PZ, thank you so much. If you want to just keep like posting that link, whoever wants to enter backstage, you are more than welcome. And then we're just going to go ahead and resume our topic. All right, Johane, you can go ahead and reintroduce yourself, and people are listening.
Okay. In Creole, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear me, so let me know if the mic is fine or if si pou m pale pi fort, wap fè m konen, men m ap ese pale très fort. Donc, encore merci Blondine pour invitation ça. Moi rele Johane, moi son psychologue, clinicienne, m'a travaille en thérapie privée, donc dans cabinet privé depuis plus de 10 l'année. Et moi travaille aussi avec Timoun dans l'école, moi travaille dans entreprise tout avec et travailleurs et dans tout domaine. Donc, et travail moi vraiment sous santé mentale, tout haïtien. Moi étudié business administration tout, moi j'ai maîtrise en business administration et moi j'ai un pilote formation que moi fait dans le pays Canada, États-Unis, etc. Et moi travaille avec hypnose clinique tout. Et moi travaille dans une méthode que relève EFT, donc c'est un focus sur émotion, donc thérapie basée sur émotion pour moi travailler avec famille, avec timoun, avec couple. Et puis après ça, bon, moi travaille dans la communauté, moi travaille avec femmes, en pile femmes, en dehors, Port-au-Prince et dans l'autre zone en dehors de Port-au-Prince. Je travaille sous question et communautaire tout parce que je fais un pile et développement communautaire en dehors et faire un pile levée de fonds tous pour Haïti, mais pas en tant que psychologue, là, je travaille pour ONG. Donc, je parle de travail en général et puis c'est ça. Ah, moi bien aimé le m'a introduit tête moi pour moi dire comme c'est petit Sylvain Salnave qui était président d'Haïti.
Really? Wow, that's great. You learn something new every day. So you are the great-grandchild of a former president.
Yes.
Okay.
His name was Sylvain Salnave.
I'm going to look him up right now.
Yes, he was the most gorgeous president Haiti ever had. He had a big mustache,
Oh, wow. Okay, guys, her grandfather, I'm going to put it in the chat. You guys can go ahead and look it up, is her great-grandfather, is the former president of Haiti, Sylvain Salnave. So I'm putting that in the chat for you guys. And if you want to go ahead and do some research, you can go ahead and do that. But that's really cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a deep dive into his life.
Yes, bon, Sylvain Salnave était un populiste, donc c'est masse populaire qui te mettait sous pouvoir parce que il t'a dit que il pas normal que grand don, donc grand propriétaire terrien yo, moun qui les blancs qui te gagne pile l'argent qui ça c'est eux même qui pour te gagne toute terre yo et puis pour que ti producteurs de terre yo, ti cultivateurs yo pas recevoir autant de revenus et que tu taxé au trop là tu vendre yo comparé avec grand producteur terrien. Donc ça c'était sous base ça que tu fait popularité parce que tu grand pile et injustice qui t'a fait pour que tout le monde ait même accès donc égal égaux. Donc il était vraiment élu sous base de popularité nationale. Et puis, bon, malheureusement, il était assassiné. Après
Ouais.
près de 2 ans, dans le palais national, avant même que ait jamais touché aucun cob pour travail que ait fait en tant que président, il était remis en pile. C'est quand on Aristide, on nous dit. C'est le peuple-là qui te mettait sous pouvoir. Donc, c'était pour lui, il t'a bataille, bien que c'est mon cap que le elle te fait partie de aux familles capoises qui te accès à l'éducation et tout donc mais le ça il te voulait vraiment que Haïti te vienne plus égal égaux te changer il te voulait et accès pour que richesse là te partager mais il pas voulu ça c'est même Jean Kounia il y a un pile gang il y a un pile et un pile l'autre groupe monde politique depuis que on voulait faire bagay bon pour Haïti yo assassiné. Donc c'est même scénario qui t'est passé le lui-même il était président.
Wow.
Malheureusement
Wow.
ça.
Faut nous toujours parler de président Sylvain Salnave ou bien
Ah
juste
oui, photo il était grand imprimé quand grand même et grand même c'est Salnave tout. Donc moi était vivre quand grand même. C'est là que moi grandi. Au fait moi c'est petite bon, maman, papa grand-même, donc ça c'était grand-père, arrière-grand-père moi qui était président, arrière-arrière-grand-père, donc arrière-grand-père moi, il était les eaux Salnave, et ces eaux Salnave sont encore un populiste, un monde qui a travaillé pour peuple haïtien, et c'est première fois que moun parle créole dans la radio, c'est à travers émission. Il y a une émission dans la télévision, dans la radio, chaque jour, pendant 30, 40 ans, qui était très populaire. Et puis il dit, bon, c'est là, c'est aujourd'hui, on va parler créole. Pas une question de français. Parce que créole comprend, tout le monde comprend. Donc là, ça a révolutionné sous Duvalier. Question de parler français comme langue officielle d'Haïti. Et c'est un pionnier que tu es tout dans la culture haïtienne. Donc, quand même, tu fait travail ça, le papa mourit, donc quand même, tu as la radio, tout, la télévision, tout. Et puis, donc, plutôt radio, et puis, moi-même, et moi, ouais ça, là, je grandi parce que je dit que le mois fait, papa m'a 17 l'année et maman m'a 19. Donc, parents t'es timoun. Donc, c'est quand grand-même que moi grandi. Donc, c'est comme ça que c'est comme pour c'était maman. Et c'est lui-même qui traînait tout côté là dans la radio, qui te parlait de Sylvain Salnave, et puis bon, qui te montré fierté nationale en pile. Donc, c'est comme ça. Sous qu'à joindre, ou à joindre les autres Salnave tout. Donc, Théophile Salnave, qui encore descendant de Sylvain Salnave. Et puis, tu font bel petit chanté pour Haïti, qui veut les Haïtiens en avant Haïtiens, pour nous le monde entier, relais 1000 fois bravo, nous pas besoin qu'on nous pour nous faire révolution, secret à non l'union, qui fait vie nos nations, en nous rester soudés, pour faire pays de marché, Haïti avant tout, songez c'est pour vous, c'est un petit paradis, prends soin pour ne pas mourir, abat la désunion, ensemble vive la nation.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So hold on. So here's what I am going to do. Can you ask her about his daughter, Susan Commerce Comhair Sylvain. Suzanne Comhair Sylvain. She was an anthropologist. Are these videos or interviews? They are going to be edited. So the part where me and her are speaking. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to just flip the camera so you guys can see her. Well, so you guys can see us. Excuse me. Give me 1 second here. Jesus. Okay. I am sorry. Okay. Let's see. How do I flip the camera? No, never mind. I see it. Okay. Let's see a lot. Hold on. I am going to. You know what? What about this? Great. Let me see something here. Okay. It's not letting me hold it to the side. Ooh. It's not standing. But I just wanted them to see you. Yeah, this live is also on YouTube, guys. I'm just trying to do my best for the TikTok audience. But this is Johane. Johane, if you could say hi. Just wave.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so this is Johane. The live is also on, it's live on YouTube right now. It's the same name, Voices from Home Haiti. I am doing my best to hold it up, but I don't think it's going to work that way. So we're just going to go back to front-facing camera. Hey, beauty.
Hey, I figured it out.
You figured it out. What did you figure?
You know how the StreamYard to do all that.
Oh, okay.
I had a little hard time. I was using an Android, and Android wouldn't work, so I went back to the iPhone.
Okay. Alrighty. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I tried. It's just not going to be that right now. Let's do it this way. And then we are going to continue. So someone asked you about your Suzanne Comhair. Do you know who that is?
What's the name again?
Suzanne Comhair Sylvain. She was an anthropologist.
Suzanne Sylvain, not sure who that is. We need to look it up. Anthropologist. Okay.
Okay. All right. So we are going to begin. Thank you, anyone who is joining us on YouTube as well. So officially, we're going to begin now. So for people who are meeting you the very first time, pour moun ki rencontre première fois, qui est-ce qui Johane et sou ki sta que ou senti que c'est passion, c'est lui-même wap fait reste la vie ou wap fait.
Ok, donc qui est-ce qui Johane? Bon, premièrement, son monde qui remet moun en pile, qui remet aider moun. Donc, je remet aider moun, je remet là pour moun, quel que soit, si c'est famille, amis, mais surtout, moun que pas connaît. Et qui passion, je remet la nature en pile, je remets glow, je remets pied bois, je remets petits oiseaux, je remets la mer. Et il est important pour moi pour toujours connecter avec la nature, ciel là, avec et toute beauté que ciel là amène nous. Donc, moi, je suis un monde qui est très spirituel, connecté avec la nature et remet aider le monde. Donc, c'est ça que moi y est. Et depuis petit monde, moi comme ça, moi toujours grandi autour de monde qui plus grand que moi parce que j'ai fait 7 années pour compte moi. Papa, maman, m'étais seulement moi-même, donc moi pas de l'autre petit monde l'âge moi, donc j'étais toujours dans jupe grand monde avec plus grand yo parce que ou connaît grand-mère te gen 5 petites et papa c'était premier petit li mais papa te femme là te gen 17 l'année donc te gen pile petit monde dans kay là et me recevoir un pile l'amour, un pile affection de voisinage, de monde sous quartier. Donc vraiment moi t'ai comblé. Et puis qui est-ce que mieux comme c'est un monde qui croit dans dignité humaine. Donc moi j'aime respecter quel que soit mon quel que soit niveau, quel que soit connaissance, quel que soit couleur, quel que soit s'il y a un handicap ou pas, moi, je pense que chaque monde est important et chaque monde a une dignité par eux. Donc, c'est une idée ça que moi-même, m'a vivre pour m'aider les gens. Donc, c'est vraiment dans le cadre de travail ça que moi, c'est santé mentale, c'est aider les gens, mais c'est pas juste faire travail psychologue là. C'est plus que travail psychologue là, parce que il pas camper là. Moi toujours aller au-delà de ça pour que m'assurer que vraiment que mon vie wem li changer, que moi aider vraiment. C'est pas juste venir payer comme ou aller. Donc si pour me faire what it's called the extra mile, c'est-à-dire ça me pour me faire pour que m'assurer que mon vraiment et joindre aide là, m'a fait ça. Donc c'est comme ça que moi ça fait 10 l'année que moi travaille seulement dans santé mentale. Mais avant, moi commencé à travailler à l'âge de 22 ans, 23 ans et comme moi dit nous moi fait administration Jamaïque, fait administration des affaires et me un diplôme comme ça que maman me dit il pas qu'à payer l'école pour moi encore. C'est ça seulement t'es qu'à moi. Donc pour que moi travail, payer université. Donc c'est comme ça que j'ai commencé un petit job et puis au fur et à mesure, moi viens formaliser connaissance parce que moi j'étais psychologue depuis me faire. Moi connais que son don que lié pour aider monde pour que monde sentir à l'aise avant pour moun ouvrir cœur ou pas apprendre ça à l'école ou pas c'est pas diplôme là mais comme moi pas qu'a dit vini m'appeler moi dit bon à l'université bon bien papier pour montrer que vraiment t'es bon structure t'es bon apprentissage mais ça son sacerdoce aider monde vraiment n'importe monde n'importe côté n'importe qui race faut que vraiment ou gon don pour ça et moi recevoir don ça il me dit merci en pile pour don ça et moi pas prendre pour acquis ni que me pas faire un gros big deal avec lui mais recevoir lui humblement et puis moi continuer mission chaque jour avec tout côté passé.
Yeah. Ok, so pour moun qui pas tellement connaît, nous t'a parlé hier de un petit temps que vous fait Jamaïque, tout bagay ça yo. So si vous pas de t'entendre, qui ça qui te ralo vinn joindre profession ça que vous choisi et pour qui ça que vous choisi même pour servir communauté haïtienne parce que vous te fait un petit temps grandi ou lever Jamaïque.
Oui, donc, Blondine, effectivement, l'homme t'est fini et philo, donc 12 grade, femme t'ai choisi au métier et m't'ai dit, maman, que m't'ai remis psychologie parce que moi, ouais, que m't'ai bon facilité pour m'aider des amis, traverser des traumas, il dit non, il dit, on va à Jamaïque, on va aller étudier, parce que m't'ai une famille là, on va aller étudier administration. C'est comme un secrétariat direction que lié 2 ans, mais dans technologie, avec technologie. Donc, c'est ça seulement le TKP pour moi. Il dit, allez là, et puis, elle fait la vie là. Donc, c'est comme ça que tu as Jamaïque, Kingston, University of Technology, que tu es vraiment aimé culture en pile, mais tu es vraiment intégré. Puis, bons amis, je dis, donc, on fait 2 ans avec eux, mais puis, bons amis, je dis, ils sont toujours jamaïcaines. Et tu es vraiment tellement intégré que tu es venu tomber d'amour université pour un Jamaïcain qui vient marier avec moi, nous venons marier, fonder un foyer. Et puis, donc, lui-même, il remet Haïti tout. Donc, moi, je remet Jamaïque, il remet Haïti. Donc, il apprend à parler créole, il compte toute histoire avec musique haïtienne. Donc, vraiment, et ça, c'est un cheminement. Mais je dis que lorsque vous connaissez que vous faites une mission sur la terre, li pas droite, chemin pas droite. Donc chemin pas là pour venir jodia devant caméra ça pour me dire que ça fait 10 l'année que je travaille seulement santé mentale, il prend plusieurs chemins au niveau professionnel pour m'arriver là. Et non seulement que m'arriver là, mais moi senti que mon aimé travail que moi faire, yo apprécié travail que me faire parce que yo ouais que le sorti dans comme. Et donc moi Blondine effectivement Jamaïque c'est ton côté me terrain en pile, me commencé travail, quand comme dit moi gain plus bons amis, moi gain moi compte tout il là, moi travaille avec gouvernement jamaïcain, mais grand-même lui-même il vient mourir, on t'a parlé de grand-même, de grand-mère qui comme homme. Et puis moi dit oh qui j'aime faire ma vivre dans bel côté ça et que me apportement ça moi travail là et puis famille Haïti moi perdu famille mais moi pas là pour famille moi pas là pour moun pour qui ça moi gon raison pour qui soit fait dans le pays d'Haïti. Ou ka travaille très bien quelque part dans le monde mais gon raison donc raison comme là terelem qui dit il faut tourner Haïti pour travail. Donc, c'est comme ça que je suis retourné pendant l'opération Bagdad. Et je travaillé Cité Soleil, en Babal. Et là, je suis Jamaïque, tout le monde a dit, mais pour qui sont aller? Ils sont allés chercher, je me dis, il faut m'aller. C'est là pour me tourner dans le pays, pour me give back. Et puis, pour que je me sente fulfilled. Parce que moi, j'ai senti que je vivre bien, loin, peuple qui besoin vraiment. Mais pour qu'on comprenne qui j'aimerais pour l'aider, juste bon calling, dit tourner Haïti, comment mourir et fort là. Donc, c'est pendant que moi là, que moi viens commencer à travailler dans la communauté, avec groupe AZEC, femmes, en dehors, donc moi visiter en pile zone qui en dehors d'un coup font cochon, qui dans le sud après Jérémy, m'aller la Skaobas, monter dans monde en l'air net côté machine pas qu'à venir c'est bête seulement pour me faire développement communautaire pour aider ti moun yo joindre l'école pour me faire relever de fonds moi faire un pile et comme si écrit un pile projet pour yo avec à travers organisation que me travaille là donc me fin développer amour de pays et puis amour de aider peuple là vraiment ça qui nan nous et puis kounya m'a travaillé dans ONG moi c'est manager responsable de levée de fonds m'a voyagé autour du monde m'allé en Asie m'allé en Afrique m'allé au Brésil plusieurs fois m'allé en Amérique du Sud Amérique centrale training m'allé Dubaï mais m'a apprendre peuple m'a apprendre monde que tout monde toute femme surtout femme droit femme connectée quel que soit côté sorti et puis moi viens vraiment tomber d'amour moun et des moun et puis là moi fait petite moi yo donc petite moi yo fait moi vivre avec papa yo et puis gon petit voix qui dit Johane t'es quoi t'es psychologue ça pas psychologie ou pourquoi la donne donc c'est comme ça que je suis retourné à l'université que je fais maîtrise en psychologie clinique parce que vraiment moi je voulais formaliser connaissance moi yo et je voulais un produit de qualité à tout le monde qui t'a vu moi et pas voulais rester au niveau scolaire universitaire moi je voulais gagner un à un tout je voulais gagner plus et pas voulais gagner un PhD pas voulais faire doctorate parce que pour moi yo trois en l'air
OK
en l'air dans recherche dans une catégorie moun qui travaille à l'université moi je voulais dans à terre moi je voulais on the ground pour te vraiment marcher, pour aider les gens un à un, des groupes de personnes, etc. Donc, j'espère que nous comprenions et que ce travail, ça n'est pas simple parce que c'est à cœur qu'on fait, parce que guérir les gens. D'ailleurs, il y a spiritualité. Hein?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Il y a une question d'après de là, mais il y a un monde qui est en mandé dans le commentaire là. So, m'a posé une question, puis m'a marré ça se dit avec. So, Question que je pour moi, c'est qui ça que vous pensez moun mal comprendre de thérapie, spécialement dans culture haïtien. Et puis, Pizzi dit comme ça, haïtien qui ont, they have a habit côté y toujours à blâmer magie pour toute bagaille. So, qui gens ou ka pousser Haïti dans how can we push mental health in Haiti? That's what his question was. I'm sorry. I tried my best to translate it.
Oui, donc, santé mentale en Haïti fait un pile progrès parce que depuis après tremblement de terre 2010, 12 janvier 2010, tu as un pile appui psychosocial dans toute zone yo, qui fait que Haïtiens commencent à connaître que leur vivre un trauma, yo ka traumatisé et traumatisé a son gros mot qui veut dire que mental ou affecté. Donc tu commencé à gagner un petit brin d'information et d'éducation sur santé mentale parce que effectivement j'en dis avant, yo te blâmer tout bagaille dans magie. C'est un monde qui paraît mais ils sont simples que vous et sous yo, sont maladies surnaturelles que tête yo pas là et pourtant yo vinn commencer comprendre donc 2010 2011 2012 moi même moi rentré oh belle nouvelle donc le moi bon t'es déjà à travailler en Haïti mais m'ta accouché Canada donc deuxième petite fille faite le 14 décembre et puis 12 janvier c'était janvier tu dois rentrer à Haïti. Donc, il fait 14 décembre, tu dois rentrer le jour tremblement de terre. 12 janvier, tu as un billet d'avion à bébé pour me tourner à Haïti dans le vol avant 4 heures, Montréal, Port-au-Prince, et l'univers là pas de vle.
Wow.
Tout le monde doit qui rive, ça qui rive tout le monde qui était Haïti, moun qui mouri, moun qui traumatisé, moun qui était en bataille pendant longtemps, tout ça t'est écrit déjà. Plus que nous. Parce que moi-même, Bob dit nous, que moi fait ti moun nan, moi te gen billet parce que li gen passeport, tout ba. Bref, m'aller dans bureau passeport, moi faire un passeport en urgence pour lui. Ou connaît Canada, ou payer pour ça, après 2 jours, après 3 jours, après 4 jours, ou supposé gen. Et puis, ma pédéré yo dit passeport pour arriver, passeport pas paré. C'est la première fois que ça arrive yo, que passeport pas paré. Et puis, moi, je vois pas avancer 1er janvier, 10 janvier, et puis, moi, 12 janvier, date billet, et puis, c'est le ça, maman prend dernier vol là. Parce que moi, pas de rentrer, il prend dernier vol Haïti pour venir joindre moi à bébé, parce que bébé pour qu'on gagne passeport.
Wow.
Vraiment, office d'État canadien dit pas comprendre comme si ou ba en urgence tout papier bon qui j'ai fait document pas paré et maman pendant li dans avion li prend nouvelle que Haïti crasé Port-au-Prince crasé.
Vous songez à qui le tremblement de terre a été fait? Vous y a 4 heures?
4h30, 4h40 dans zone ça yo. Et donc c'était pour dire que l'homme était tourné Haïti, moi tourné dans mois février pendant pays écrasé à bébé me passer en dehors dans machine parce que pas de avion et parce que moi dit faut me tourner travail dans pays
Yeah.
yo dit même si bébé a fait les canadiens les Canada plutôt là me dit oh pendant mon a quitté moi même m'apporter
Yeah.
moi était tourné pour me travailler dans sous shelter yo pour me travailler avec femme yo pour me faire ça relé éducation psychologique appui psychosocial et encadrement de moun yo donc c'est comme ça que vraiment nous cheminons loin en tant que peuple parce que effectivement c'est pas un bagage que vous parlez là car grand monde là car pas parler de psychologue de pas connaître que grand maladie santé mentale qui a affecté bien-être ou mais au fur et à mesure donc année 2010 2012 2015 moi parler dans radio moi parler dans télévision moi mettez psychologie tant qu'au ABC moi faire un pile promotion pendant toute année ça yo pour que moun pas peur moun pa honte que un problème de santé mentale et yo ka joindre solution, yo ka joindre soin que c'est pas divin, c'est pas magie, c'est pas un bagage comme ça que mais yo toujours aller où yo kon fin ouais et puis yo dit ah m'ta ouais un médecin fait ah m'ta joindre mais il pas marché donc vinn bon koto donc yo kon dit tout mais yo connaît que existe au moins yo connaît que yo gon choix.
Yeah. So, question que moi gen pour dans moment ça parce que ou manque volou pour tourner Haïti. So, ou gen pour tourner Haïti ou pas entrer à l'heure tremblement de terre arrivé et puis ou t'as des nouvelles tout ça qui a privé. So, première fois ou tourner back Haïti ou tourner back comme docteur Landrin mais et pas Johane ou pas tourner back comme Johane ou tourner back comme docteur Landrin. So, là ou recevoir premier full moun yo comme patient. What was that experience like?
Non, mais je dis, bon, m'explique que là, moi tourner avec ONG pour mon travail en tant que, je peux faire toute étudiant, je une licence seulement en psychologie. Donc, je suis retourné dans ONG pour que moi-même je fasse travail appui psychosocial. Donc, c'était dur parce que ou pas de choix pour retirer moun yo dans ça yo hein, mais faut ba yo espoir. Donc c'est ça m'a fait, c'est ba yo l'amour avec ba yo espoir que demain il y a mieux et essayer faire yo connaître que yo ka parler, yo ka communiquer ça yo te ouais, moun que surtout c'était deuil là. Donc c'est travail de la mort là, deuil kayo que yo perdu, moun que yo perdu et jambes handicapées etc. Donc c'était vraiment renforcer en équipe, apprendre à travailler en groupe et puis faire connaître que yo ka guéri de deuil là. Donc c'est ça que m'ta fait dans notre cadre de travail avec ONG. Donc on peut pas venir individuellement en tant que docteur psychologie pour que m'aider moun yo comme ça. Donc c'était comme ça, ça m'était paraît. Et nous faisons ça plusieurs années, tu vois, appui psychosocial, encadrement, reconstruction, aider moun avec bio, etc. Donc, pendant l'année 2012, 2013, 11, 12, 13, 14, j'ai gagné un pile budget et c'est pour ça que je suis allé en Angleterre, Londres et j'ai fait un pile levée de fonds, j'ai des amphithéâtres, côté des centaines de monde qui viennent tandem de qui ça Haïti gagne, qui ça Haïti besoin. Et puis, moi, j'ai que, me dis, que j'aime pas faire pour moun yo là, pour yo vraiment aider Haïti. Qui j'aime pas faire, yo connaît Haïti, yo j'aime tendre de parler de Haïti, mais yo tendre tremblement de terre là.
Right.
Pour moi, pour aider au monde, faut remel, faut connaître. Et Haïti belle, et Haïti grand pile belle bagaille. Et puis, me songe que me premier quoi, même genre devant là, et puis, moi, chanter à pour yo, me dit, yo, pas qu'à fort à Haïti pour d'amour Haïti, m'ka demando essayer comprendre culture pour connaître que des petits moun qui pas qu'à manger, des cailles qui crasé, des moun qui mouri et puis moi dit yo go chanter Toto Bissette qui que maman m'te kon mettait pour moi en pile qui frappait mon pile qui les day et puis me mettait musique là me dit day yo marele day yo Haïti ouais Haïti Thomas Haïti mais pas contre chanter mais m'a montrer aux images m'a chanter avec eux et ouais que comme si oh il a souffrir aidez-nous day est-ce qu'on chanter ça
No, I don't know it.
Down she's a classic Toto Bissette day Haïti Thomas Haïti tombé Aidez-moi relais, day, aidez-moi changer, day. Yo, so it's a classic. And then they're like, today I help because of you. Today I give money because of you. I don't know anything about Haiti, but you showed me que les besoins aident. Donc, travail de lever fonds, plus aider dans la communauté, fait vraiment, ouais, que c'est là pour m'aider. Haïti, c'est là qui peut, moi, c'est là pour m'aider. Et pas jamais quitter après ça.
So in Haitian households, how do emotional pain show up? Most people use the words depression and anxiety to describe what they're feeling here in the States. what words come often in your office? How do you hear people describe, a feeling of being uncomfortable or a feeling of being not very settled in themselves? What are the words that they use in Creole?
Yo di ti moun nan, mais tête li pas bien. Li pas bien dans tête li. Yo di que li pas reme tête li pas vle vivre, li pas vle vivre. Ou bien que mais li fait crise, mais la prend crise. It could be comme si crise anxiété, crasé, comme si crasé, brisé, crasé ou bien coupé cheveux. Donc, yo décrit ça comme ça, mais yo pas connaît, puis yo dit, mais docteur Johane, moi, tendez gon bagay qui relève traumatisme. Est-ce que c'est ça qui a causé que petit moi comme ça? Donc, vraiment, gon vocabulaire qui permet Haitian household identify some of the signs and the symptoms of depression et anxiété, quand gon mal-être qui fait.
Yeah.
Yo pas juste blâmer encore et yo
Yeah, t'as regardé une vidéo sur TikTok, quoi, il y a bien envoyé côté, on comédien, il dit comme ça que c'est États-Unis m'vini, m'apprendre mot anxiety, depression, si m'taïti m'pa apprendre mot ça yo. C'est dit, c'est États-Unis, moun gen privilège pour yo gen dépression, moun gen privilège to have anxiety, and I thought that was really funny. So, est-ce que vocabulaire haïtien a développé tout pour yo ajouter mot pa yo, ou est-ce que just can be anxiety and depression as the main words to describe what they're going through?
Non, nous toujours gen même mot yo, donc nous les anxiété avec dépression, et mais yo fin comprendre un peu plus qui ça lié et côté sorti par rapport à signes et symptômes, par rapport à psycho-éducation dans la radio, dans la télévision, dans l'organisation. Vraiment, nous fait gros progrès dans les 10-15 dernières années et bien que grand pile travail qui pour faire toujours et que moi-même en fait parents yo, parce que parents yo, jeune génération yo, adolescents yo sur TikTok, yo sur Instagram, yo sur YouTube, donc yo tendez parler de maladies ça yo. Parce que des technologies, accès à technologie que grand-papa yo, avec papa yo pas connaît. Donc yo connaît ça yo gain.
Right.
Mais parents yo pas connaît.
Right. And with that being said, then where do you see stigma show up the most? Is it like in church, in the relationships, in school, or at home?
Stigmatism, well, they're at schools, kids that are autistic, kids that have, like schizophrenia or bipolar, and show these symptoms, they are criticized, they are stigmatized as moodful, like crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
So they still say that you're crazy, stay away from me, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of education too that I do because I work in schools to adapt to this acceptance of that. They don't know, they just stigmatize it. As a matter of fact, they are very ashamed when they realize that they do have that, so they try to hide it as opposed to ask for help, especially because the help is not available. Help is not readily available. It's a luxury, as I said earlier, because the past 5-10 years, let me think how many, like maybe we had about 100 psychologists for the entire population.
Yeah, I feel like I understand what you're saying completely because I think the proper word in Creole for seizure is malkadi. And if someone had a seizure when I was growing up, they would just say that the devil has possessed that person and they would like ban you from playing with that person. And I wonder if that's still a thing in Haiti. Like, do people still see seizures as like being possessed?
Yo dit que moun nan pran crise, okay? So it could be possessed crise. And when they don't find, so as soon as they have that crisis, that crise, the same thinking goes Like you were saying that no, the devil or somebody is doing that to that child, and then they try to get help from Pred Voodoo. And
Mm-hmm.
then when they don't, like I said, they don't get that. They know they've heard of psychologue
Mm-hmm.
or a psychiater, and they try that. Now that's where we are at. They still maintain their culture
Yeah.
and belief and
Yeah,
still
how
want.
hard is it to fight that? Because Uge Munki, like because Haitian culture is just it's such a deep culture, right? It's very rooted in um I have to listen to my mom, I have to listen to my parents, and then next I have to listen to what my pastor says, right? So how hard is it for you as a doctor? You understand what you're talking about and you're telling the person the way, and then they come back with you with, well, my mom said, or my priest said, or my pastor said. How does that affect you?
I work with it. I work around it. So I normalize it. I say it's well, if your mom sent you to get help from a voodoo priest because you are possessed, she probably wants the best for you. However, let me talk to your mom and see if she got results or if she's spending too much money, and let me give her another option. So I don't block it. I
Mhm.
don't blame it because it's part of the culture. So I work with it. So I said, okay, you can go see that, but let me see what medication. Because sometimes the voodoo priest, they do prescribe antidepressant and anti-anxiety and antipsychotic pills without prescription.
That's what I'm saying. Where are they getting these prescriptions from? Pills. So
Yeah,
for me, I thought it was going to be like some sort of like Fey Midsim, but pills. Where are they
no,
getting
no,
this
no,
from?
no. They give pills that psychiatrists and psychologists would give because they know that this is how to get a result. So when I ask them, show me what they gave you, because I'm not saying don't go or it's not good. I said, show me, let me work with it. Oh well, let me give you the right dosage because right now you're not doing it right, and then we do it the right way. But we don't know where to get it from, but they do go and prescribe. That's so fun. It's hilarious, and
Wow.
very dangerous as well, very dangerous.
Wow. Yeah, I could imagine. So do you ever get frustrated when you know you're right and someone just like keeps coming back with, well, this is what, X, Y, and Z person said? Because for me, I have a thing where I'm gonna talk to you maybe 2 or 3 times about this one thing, and I'll show you the way. And then the fourth time, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, I'm not the best person to speak to," because I imagine that it could be really hard to flip someone's ideology or psychology into accepting a way that they have never even considered before. So, do you ever find it like really frustrating, and do you want to give up when that happens?
Oh well, they come, like I said, when they come and they come with their beliefs, they want to see if I can give them the support. So after I had cases where, after the first, the second, the third session, they go back to their old ways. So I don't get frustrated, like, don't come back. But I'm like, well, like you said, it seems as if you're getting better results with this type of treatment. So, I accept that. You go and I hope the best for you, but I gave you the option because you're an adult. When it's a child, I fight. When it's
Yeah.
an adolescent, I fight because they have no say because they are brought to them to the médecin fairy or the voodoo, like I would do all these potions and so on and lavement, and they don't like it. So then I do fight to bring them to trust me and my way and so on. But if they're adults, I just let them. I don't get frustrated. I only fight for children that have no rights.
Yeah, but I understand what that. Okay, so what does tout le monde aime dire comme ça, c'est filles haïtiennes, they're strong women, right? Haitian women are strong women, and they're often being seen as women who automatically will labor. on your behalf. So, what, in your point of view, what does being strong cost Haitians emotionally? And what is a healthier version of being the strong person in charge? Because the matriarchy in Haiti is what's keeping the family dynamic alive. So what is that? What is that costing your patients? What do you see in that?
I see these women that are being called strong, they don't allow themselves to feel and to express their emotions as human beings. And this caused them mental health problems, but they put a mask. They pretend that they're fine, and whatever they do hurt their families, their children that they pretend that they love. Because if they have, let's say, major depression, and then because they're a human being and they lost someone they love, they lost a job, and they have to be the matriarch of the family, they still have to provide, they still have to manage the children, and they pretend that they're fine. So they do act in a way that hurt the children because they don't acknowledge their own feelings. So being strong, it's a myth, because we have strength and we have weaknesses because we're human beings, and we are not exempt from life's circumstances and the environmental factors that may affect you. So being strong, like I can do it myself, I can go to the marché and sell and come back and pay the school. It shows a strong, robust woman managing the family, but the children are being suffer. They do suffer from this type of strength that is being showed by the mother. But and then they develop some sort of a um, you know word of us. I owe you. I owe my mom because my mom
Hmm.
did so much for
Yeah,
me. Like and then this sacrifice type of
yeah.
mindset that my mom sacrificed for me. Look at that, she took me to school, and I have to give her that, even if I can't, even if I'm not ready, even if I don't want. So, like feel the pain. I've had
I
women.
want to touch base on that so very badly. Um, Now, what for you, right? In your experience, what does it take this strong, typical Haitian woman type to come and see you? Like, what is that breaking point that drives them to your office and says, you know what, hey, I need some help? Because I think that the Haitian mother in general is just a very stubborn character, right? They're not willing to accept help even if you offer it to them. It takes a lot of convincing. So what's that final breaking point that you often see that drives them to your office and they sit down and say, hey doctor, I need help?
No, they have to be at the bottom, obviously. About who
What
vraiment,
is the bottom? Like, describe to us the bottom.
it's
Because
like they.
the bottom for me, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, my threshold for pain is this much, right? Any little thing, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm done. This is too much. I gotta go. But for the Haitian mom, right, who just knows suffering, the Haitian culture in itself, it just knows what laboring is. So what is the bottom for them? I really want to know. Like, are you guys interested? What's the bottom?
What's up? First, I don't want to generalize that all women are strong in Haiti, that they have this robust and ability to sustain pain. Not all of them, but they don't go see a psychologist. What do? They go to church.
Right.
They pray until they go crazy for being extreme in the praying.
Hmm.
And the bottom of the bottom, I realize that when they do accept, is for after so long of many months of battling with some pain, emotional, psychological pain, that they do come to see, and they don't trust. That's another thing. There's méfiance too. A lot of people, they don't trust people. So when they come, it's to see if you can help them. It's usually when their family, when their children are being affected, when they see the children, they don't. It's not for them. They don't come for them
Right.
usually, but they are the problem. They have the problem, but they come for their kids. You see? So that's the bottom. It's like when they are afraid that the children will fail school, or if the school director send them to
Mm.
see me, because if they don't see the psychologist, they won't get to go to the next year. So it's when children,
Give me one
when
second.
the children and the children's education are being affected by the situation, father, death of the father, or divorce, or any type of that. That's when they actually do ask, or when the work send them, you know.
My apologies here. Someone's knocking at the door. Okay. So now, all right, my apologies here. I had to like quickly get down.
Yes.
More people are joining in and they are watching. So now the Haitian mom likes to think that they have all of the answers. And well, the Haitian parent in general. So what does it feel like when someone just comes into your office and they feel like they already have the answers? Oh, no, sis has some gain. No, and then they start to kind of like give you that pushback. How do you coach them into accepting that they need this help?
When you talk to someone with respect and love and empathy, they automatically feel secured, and they feel that they're not being judged. If they come, it's because they need help. So even when they come with it standoffish, I try to make them at ease and make them comfortable that they don't have to. They're not forced to stay. If they come, it's because they think that I can be of help, and I'm going to do my best to help them, to give me a chance. And it's not only Haitian women. I have a 20-year-old now who was kidnapped like 6 years ago. She was 15 when she was kidnapped, and recently, like the past year or so, she's been having major crisis, and like depression, and she wants to end her life, and she even tried to end her life. And it's when she started acting out like that her parents, who were big believers, kind of brought her to me. And then she said that she doesn't need psychologists. She doesn't want that help because she doesn't think she can be healed by me. I was like, okay, goodbye. You don't need to stay. I'm going to talk to your dad. I'm going to talk to your mom and tell them that there's no point. I'm not forcing you. You don't come for them, and I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm going to waste your time and money. So you go, and I wish you the best. So after 2-3 weeks, she has another crisis. So her father called me again and said, I need you to see my daughter because she is now breaking everything in the house. She can't listen to noises. She's going crazy. And then I was like, okay, so have her call me. I'm not taking a call from you,
Right.
because she is 20 years old. And then she called me eventually. And when she came, I'm like, are you willing now to open up? And she said, I just came for my dad, so he can just leave me alone. So I have a lot of that. And now my job is to, in a very loving way, very empathetic way, show her. So that's how I did that. She needs try to give me a chance.
All right, I'm going to ask you one more question before I let everyone ask you questions. My question for you is, see, I've never been told that Haitians commit suicide. My mom always says, oh no, Haitien c'est pas un équipe moun qui va tirer tête yo pour rien, right? So, are Haitians suicidal?
Of course. Yeah.
Have you ever had like a patient that you've heard taken their life or?
Many Haitians do, but you don't. Well, you have the social classes, different social classes in Haiti, but the upper class for the past year or so, I know personally or of at least four who ended their lives,
In
suicide.
the upper class.
Yeah, upper class. Yes. Now, within the masses, the general population, they try, but they don't succeed. So they do have suicidal thoughts and they do try to end their lives with either drinking acids, they do poisoning, they try to do, all kinds of stuff like medication, but they don't succeed as efficiently. So you don't know, or they throw themselves in front of a car and then you hear it's an accident, but these are not just random. So the Haitians do suffer from mental health and depression like everybody else, and they want to end their lives and they try. And why it's not documented and it's not well researched.
Okay.
That's why we don't know how many of them actually do that. And sometimes they let themselves die. Sometimes they're sick and then they just let themselves die, and it's a form of suicidal too. But I have lots of teens now who have suicidal thoughts. They want to end their lives. But in the States, they may have more access to how to do it.
Mhm.
And then they actually do it to succeed, and it's documented. So
Mm.
I would not say that Haitians don't suffer and don't kill themselves.
Okay, that's actually a really interesting answer. I want to ask one more question because it kind of just triggered something in me. Okay, because you've had four upper class patients this year who have committed suicide. So if you, I'm assuming that you see
No,
patients
they were not my patients. They were people I knew. They were not my
in the upper
patients.
class. Okay, so you've known four people within the class divide that have committed suicide. For you, what would you say the differentiator, like from someone who is in the upper class, what would drive them to suicide versus what would drive someone in middle class to suicide or someone in a lower class in Haiti to suicide? Because I would imagine that all of their problems are different, but what would you say is the pushing point for each class?
The upper class, if I may say, because it's not documented, it's not something that, it's not like I said, a patient of mine that I knew what was burdening them. But from what I observed, it's linked to the economy, financial instability, and society. Like keeping up. There were men who ended their lives with gunshots, and they were from that society where image is very important, keeping up with buying
Mhm.
luxury and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and they
keeping
were,
up with the Joneses.
yes, keeping up with the Joneses type of mentality, and they could not take it anymore. But that was the last probably drop. But I always say that someone would not kill themselves because of the lack of money. It's a mental health disorder that push you to that limit of planning your death and then actually doing it. So any normal mind, no. Now for the middle class, it's harder because they are fighters. They're in the middle, so they are not at the bottom of the bottom. They're not at the top, so they find ways to cope with whatever. It could be the economical situation. It could be moving from place to place or traumas. But when you're, what I've observed from the lower class, the less fortunate one that have mental health issues that are not being taken care of, they can't handle the sound of the noise in their head, the
Mhm.
little voice telling them kill yourself. They can no longer sustain that pain because it's not diagnosed, it's not being treated. So they push themselves to end their lives. It's more like a health um, cause, I
Yeah.
would say, for the majority, for the less fortunate, as opposed to the economy. Like I can't access this, I can't access that, or keeping up
Mhm.
with friends and so on and so forth, because they're used to that. As we know, they're we have resiliency in us, this ability to eat less and survive with that, and wait and be patient and pray. So it's really when the schizophrenia takes over, the bipolar takes over, the psychosis, and they're being judged or being that is like, I can't take it anymore.
All right.
So
I'm gonna save my questions for last. Anybody here wants to get on and ask a question? She can hear you. Madushka, Wes, Lucy, do anyone have a question, or else I can continue with my line of questioning? Hold on.
You asked practically most of the stuff that I wanted to ask.
Okay. Okay. So give
But
me.
thank you.
Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. So
Anush,
I have.
happy to hear you. Thank you for joining.
Okay. So
I
now
can't hear you, Joanne. It just froze.
she said you just. She said you're frozen. You're frozen on the other screen. You're not frozen for me, but you're frozen on the other screen.
How many people are with us tonight, Blazine? How many people are
On
here?
this, there's 40. On
Okay.
here, there's four of us, and then on YouTube there is one. So I wanted to ask one more question. Now, yesterday you mentioned that you do some sort of hypnosis, and how does that help your patients?
Clinical hypnosis, as I was explaining yesterday, it's for change the mindset, rewire the synapses in the brain to actually give yourself a chance to learn new things and to open up to new good habits. So this is helpful for many of them. That could be self-confidence, or negative self-thoughts, or quit smoking, or developing better habits during, like, eating habits and so on. So I do hypnosis, not like to go like a past lives
Mhm.
hypnosis, but mostly to change the brain connectivity. So you give yourself a new belief, new mindset, so you can continue your life. So this is it's through repetition, it's through affirmations, but I bring you to a calm state of mind where I get to the subconscious, and then layer, so go to the down, and from there I insert the little grain that will change your life while you are half awake and half asleep. And then I repeat it to you, and then I bring it to your awareness. And then when you wake up, you feel different, and then you come back again, and I give you scripts to read at home before you go to bed. And then after 21 days, your habits have been changed in the brain, and then your thoughts have changed, and then you start developing new good habits for your life, for yourself.
That's actually beautiful. Hi, Kimberly. For everyone who's watching tonight, we typically don't do our setup like this. Dr. Joanne is just having issues with her TikTok. It's actually brand new, so she does not have live access. But I was really, really interested in doing this interview because it's my first time finding out that Haiti has clinical psychologists, and it's like the first time for a whole bunch of people too. And I'm just like, I didn't even know this service even existed, let alone people actually went out of their way to go do it. So it's just very interesting to just change that narrative. And if you would like to ask a question, you can feel free to type it in the chat. Hi, Kimberly. Lovely seeing you. Lovely seeing you. So Dr. Johane Landrin is a clinical psychologist. She has dedicated her life to helping patients in Haiti, and she has so graciously agreed to do this live with us tonight. She's right; she is in her home in Haiti right now, and I really appreciate that. So, Kimberly, do you have a question for her?
Yes, I do.
Wait,
Hi,
can you hear her?
Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Yeah, she can hear you. Okay.
How are you? Okay, so I'm Kimberly PP from creator of Haitians in Mexico. I have been living in Mexico now since 2019. One of the things that has brought me to Mexico is psychedelic mushrooms therapy. Yeah, so as growing up Haitian, I've had a lot of traumatic experiences. A lot of things happened to me, and when I felt like I was going into deep depression again for the second time in my life, I decided to call it quits and just escape the U.S. and move to Mexico because that's what was on my heart. I had a therapist guide me from, that transition because I was worried about dropping out of school and how my parents would perceive me after I dropped out of school to follow that calling in my heart. And so I landed in Mexico, and then I found, psychedelic mushrooms. I took I did some microdosing at first, and then I went to higher doses. I had really great experiences where I was just on the beach enjoying like a psychedelic experience. Like, you have so many different experiences on psychedelic mushrooms. It's like euphoric. Sometimes it takes you to like this more reflective state. It also can take you to like feeling more like sexual. There's so many different states, but at the end I always found this peace, this serenity, this calmness, and this freedom that I feel like so many people in our community really like need to experience. However, when I tell my family members this, people who are dealing with so many, mental health issues, they're like, no, this sounds like my she. This sounds like you're doing witchcraft in a sense. It doesn't sound like anything that they want to do. They fear it a lot. And so my direct question with what I've experienced is, how do you have that conversation with people? For example, I might have a good experience with psychedelics, but somebody else, I might send them off to do it and they have a terrible experience, right? So, for example, I just want like some tips on how to have that conversation with family members. Like, when it comes to like hypnosis, I heard hypnosis works really well. I'm glad that you're doing that. And psychedelic mushrooms, as well as other things. Like, I've done other plant medicine ceremonies like ayahuasca that has really worked wonders in my life. So I know that these things don't really work as well for people who are not open, but I just would like some guidance on how to, bring someone to that next step.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm happy that you can share your experience with us tonight. And I am going to ask you, are you getting benefits from this treatment that you're doing with the mushroom? How is your depression? First of all, how are you feeling now?
I missed a good chunk of that. I can't hear.
We
How
don't
is
hear anymore. It stopped.
You don't have it anymore. It stopped. So this is where the conversations should start with them.
No,
You
she
go.
said she couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
ask
can we start
her.
over? Start over.
Start over, please.
Okay. My question for you, I am thanking you for being open and sharing this. And I have researched a little bit about psychedelic mushrooms and these plant-based treatment, and it's very interesting and very spiritual, because like I said, I'm very spiritual, because you have the mind, you have the body, and you have the spirit. So when you go into this psychedelic realm of yourself, your human person, you tap into something that is very unique and like you can't, like you were saying, like you can't predict how this person is going to react using that as opposed to that other person, because it's not, it's very spiritual. So my question for you is, are you healed now from this depression that led you to go to Mexico and try this treatment? Would you think that you no longer suffer from signs and symptoms of clinical depression?
Yes, so I am healed.
Okay.
I think that depression is something that can come if you allow it. I would say that I am healed from the things that made me depressed. I feel like you're healed when you can even go into those situations and not feel anything, because you've confronted it, you faced it, you've released all the emotions that you've attached to those experiences. So that's where I can say I'm healed, and I have control of my mental state. Like, I don't allow myself to go into depression. If something is really putting me down, I have a routine to bring myself back up.
Well, congratulations. I'm very, very happy for you. And this is where the conversation can come with your family members and your close ones. It's from your own experience. So if I were you, I would say, like, let's say if you want to tell your mom, say, Mom or Dad or brother or sister, do you remember back in the States when I would lock myself up in the room all day, all night, and cry and don't want to see you guys and can't eat? Do you remember that I could not finish my studies? Do you remember that person that I was? So you bring them back to who you were, and then you say, aren't you curious about how I ended up being able to control myself now from being a victim of the depression, how I'm, living a better life and happier life. So this is how you bring, but not pushing them to say psychedelic mushrooms are the answers. You should try this, you should try that. Okay, so you bring them back to who you were, and you bring them to wanting to know how, and you don't push it. You say, do you want to hear about it? And they might say, no, I don't want to hear about it. So then you stop. If they say, yes, please let me know, so they're open and willing, and then you can share this beautiful experience, and maybe they would want to after that. You can't control, you can't force people to do anything, but it's good to share when you have had a good experience.
Wow. Manu has a question. Manu, you're also here.
Thank you.
Let me put you on.
I hope that will help you.
Manishka, I've added you to the stage. If I think you can turn your mic on.
Yes, it sure did help. Thank you.
Yes, do you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Manu, you can speak on.
My question, Johane, how do you say it? She said it, Kimberly, psychedelic. What does that mean?
Psychedelic mushroom.
Oui. What does it do? Est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui agit sur l'humeur de la personne? Ou is it like a form of,
No.
comme un calmant ou quelque chose qui adoucit?
Ça agit sur ton état conscient. Ça te fait rentrer dans une inconscience dans d'autres parties de ton cerveau, comme dans ton subconscient, et ça t'aide à te relâcher de tes inhibitions. C'est comme une drogue. C'est une drogue. C'est comme si tu prenais de la marijuana, le hashish, mais plus fort encore. Et à travers des rituels, et donc tu rentres dans un trance. Comme ça, et puis de là, tu te libères. Parfois, les gens pleurent. They cry, ils crient, ils laguent quoi, ils vomissent. Because the mushroom and the effect of it is so powerful. Et so this is, c'est comme si ça te nettoie.
Quelque chose qu'on devrait utiliser avec une surveillance. C'est pas quelque chose qu'elle devrait entreprendre seule.
Voilà, mais elle est pas seule. Je pense qu'elle avait des gurus or guides there to be there with her during that experience. Parce que tu as raison, you know, it could take you places that you can't go back. You can't come back if you take too much.
I have a question. So what is the difference between a clinical psychologist and a therapist?
The therapist could be someone with a 4-year degree, could be just a bachelor's degree, and you work at schools like a school counselor, is a therapist. They don't do as many years of studies as a clinical psychologist, because the clinical part, you need to study a year more, a year and a half more to be able to assess clinical cases. So the therapist can do couple therapy. They may not be able to diagnose, mental health disorders. So that's the difference between
Oh,
therapy.
hold on. I have Dr. Ashley here. She says, I'm currently using plant medicine weekly.
Ashley, yeah, the music is actually overpowering if you're trying to talk.
Oh, if you're trying to speak, Dr. Ashley, you can definitely unmute yourself.
I'm not sure if you were saying that the music is too loud and it's overpowering me. Am I correct?
No, I didn't know. I couldn't hear you before, yeah. So now we can hear you better, clearer.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to jump on because my name's Ashley. I have a PhD that focuses on Haitian women's studies, but specifically my work focuses on holistic healing practices. And one of the things that I do personally is I use plant medicine. I've used psychedelics like mushrooms, bofu. I've also done other experiences like ayahuasca. So I'm happy to share my experiences if anyone want to ask more specific questions. But the reason why I decided to explore these practices is because I've gone through very intense trauma from living in Haiti, going through different insecurity situations, kidnapping, violence, rape. So I think there's like a compounded amount of trauma that I realized that psychotherapy would just talking to a therapist just wasn't enough. So a lot of my trauma are physical, so I needed like a different method that would kind of help rewire my brain, how I go about my healing process. But if anyone has any specific questions, I'd love to answer. Because I went to school in the US most of my life, I feel more comfortable expressing myself about these kind of things in English.
All right. Yeah. I there's people
I help with the translation if needed.
Okay. I have une question pour parce que plant medicine it's popular now. Mbakwe que ap gen hypocrisie nan haïtien ap di oh non pas ka prendre ça. So est-ce que ou jam rive no moment ou di kon ça Moonsap needs to chill out and maybe you have prescribed them or have suggested that they take the plant medicine that we all know helps people chill out, which is marijuana.
That's
Have you ever tried to prescribe that and then they're like, no?
I don't suggest these kind of things. As a matter of fact, as you know, I don't prescribe medication myself. I work with my psychiatrist. We're a team, and he assess my patients with me, and we decide on which medicine, and he prescribes. So, and my theory is that we should never stay too long on, pharmaceutical. I don't believe in it. I don't want my patients to say so. It's a treatment. I always say, okay, after 3 months of using this, like let's say antidepressant with psychotherapy, little by little, we're going to reduce it until we remove you, because you have to heal. Yeah. I'm here to make sure that I get to the bottom of what hurt you and to heal you from the real causes, as opposed to giving you quick fix. Because the medication, I explain everything. I'm not one of those that just go through therapy and then you don't know what I'm doing and where you're going and how you're progressing. And then one thing is for sure, I don't like medication. I am myself. I don't even think like, I'm 52 years old and I don't take any medication. 52 years old.
Wow.
Don't take anything. No vitamins, no supplements, no extra, nothing. I just go vegetables and salads and meat. I exercise, I drink a lot of water, drink juice. I don't like medications. I don't believe in medication. I believe that the healing can come from within. And then if you can use plant-based and it's done the right way, then if you can find a release, because it's all, like you said, in your body. Sometimes, like the doctor said earlier, healing mentally. And you need more to feel your body rewiring. So natural medicine, I always believe it's best.
Yes, I wanted to come back on to mention this since we're talking about balance. I mentioned that I was taking the psychedelics and I've done ayahuasca. I've never made a habit of this. I was intentional before I took ayahuasca and mushrooms. The intention was for me to heal and to be able to do the work without anything, to just be able to feel what I have to feel and, shift the experience to my advantage, however I need to do that. Meditate, have a routine that is not dependent on any psychedelics or any drugs, whether it be plant-based or pharmaceuticals. That's really important. So I want to encourage anyone who's interested or looking into this psychedelics thing, this plant-based medicine thing. Please, be intentional. Make sure that you are you are doing this so that you can one day support yourself. It's important that you do that, because, life is always going to life, as they say, life is always going to be stressful. So you want to have, your backup, you want to have your tools that doesn't require any mushrooms. Because let's say you go to another country or you go to another environment where you don't have access to these things. What do you do then? So you want to definitely be independent of those things if you're considering doing them.
Okay, thank you for the advice. I agree.
Okay, so I don't want to keep you too long. I have just maybe 3 more questions, unless someone.
Yes, the time is running.
I know. Okay. Okay. So here is what? Okay, because this is about trauma based. Okay, so what are the 3 signs someone should consider reaching out for professional help in Haiti? What are the 3 things that you would say a Haitian person is experiencing in Haiti, and you would say, okay, you know what, this person needs professional help. What should we look out for?
The one thing is your inability to function. So when I mean function, meaning that sleeping, your sleeping is affected, your eating is disturbed, or your relationships. So you realize that these things are affected and affecting your work life, your personal life. So then you realize that you need to probably fix that before you destroy more things and you lose more things around you. But after, if it's something that you can manage yourself after one, let's say you lose your job and it affects you, it's normal. So you give yourself time to find another job and to get back to your routine. But if after 3, 4, 5, 6 months you realize that things are collapsing, don't wait until you get to the bottom of the hole. You need to ask for professional help. That's the one thing. Second thing is, if you've been kidnapped, if you've been sexually um, uh, assaulted or raped, don't take that.
Violated.
Yeah, don't underestimate, and please do check to do a checkup. Even if you feel good, you never know when it's gonna creep up on you and destroy your life. And you're worth it. You deserve a beautiful life. Is beautiful. You need to fight to feel, to be in a beautiful state of mind. Don't let these things follow you all your life, because you don't deserve to live like that. So when you do have that, okay, so first thing is not to let any trauma, any situation linger so much that it destroys more things or you lose more things. Ask for help. If you've been a victim of a traumatic experience, even if it's not directly, it could be indirectly. If you've seen people dying in the streets and you walk past them and you don't feel anything, you need to ask yourself, are you okay? Is it gonna be fine? Because you tend to take that for granted. Oh, I've heard so many gunshots, I've seen so many people dying in front of me, or death, I think I'm okay. No, don't take that. Check up. It's like you're going to do an x-ray checkup or blood work just to check. And then the third one, well, I mean about trauma, and it's losing someone. It's death. Okay. Because it's number one
It's about to say that.
mental health issue. When you, something as natural as losing is not so easy for the brain to accept, to comprehend, and to digest. So if you realize after 1 year that you are still sad, you can't see pictures of the person, you can't move on with your life, or you're obsessed with the need of having this person in your life, like you keep saying to yourself, if that person was there, I would not be here. If that person was there, I should have been this. If you realize that this is something that you ruminate, no, you need to heal from this, because it's going to consume you. And yeah, death, I would put it, yes, number one.
Yes, Jojo, which is my case. You know, when
Oui, Anush, I know, it's hard for you to go past that. Your mom is.
and then somebody told me 5 years ago that stop crying for my dad or posting my dad, it's not gonna bring him back. J'ai trouvé ça très méchant parce que c'était quelqu'un qui était au Sacré-Cœur avec nous. You know? That was around when it happened. Donc, j'allais justement, c'était ma question pour toi justement. Et je pense qu'une chose qui est très difficile pour nous collectivement comme Haïtiens, que sur la terre natale, quand la diaspora, c'est le deuil.
Le deuil, c'est dur,
Parce
c'est
que
dur.
c'est l'une des choses que nous toutes gagnons en commun.
Et nous perdons du monde. Et nous perdons du monde. Nous perdons du monde. Every day. So, et puis, ce sont des coups, ce sont des chocs. Years after, you still not healed. Et tu vois, Manu, je sais pas si je sais que tu as remarqué, j'ai remarqué, because I follow your profile, and moi, ouais que les du pour. So, si vous voulez parler avec en privé, on l'autre là, pour, comme si, if vous voulez faire deuil là tout. It's about, sometimes you want to keep them close to you. You want to keep them. That's your right. You don't let them go.
Toutes ces choses-là, le fait qu'on ne s'était pas pris à temps, tu sais que je ne peux plus conduire depuis quelques années, depuis plus de 10 ans. PTSD, envie de prendre le dessus, c'est quelque chose que mon psychologue à l'époque me dit, but you suffer from PTSD. That's why you have motion sickness, motion anxiety. Ça m'a donné plein d'affaires. Moi-même qui tout connais, me kon courir machine motocross, c'est son monde fou me
She was a tomboy. Tomboy.
Ouais, son bagage qui, pour moi, c'est un autre choc encore. Nous sommes monde qui te mais automobile, en bas là, puis m'a monté brique, m'te cascadeur. Et puis pour moi-même, oui, pas qu'à conduire encore. Donc, c'est tout bagage ça yo qui vient, premier choc là, c'est assassinat papa m'nan, qui vient, dit, on pays a continué à ban nous zok sous zok, toute qualité bagage. Donc, ça veut faire que l'homme changer environnement, qui c'est qu'on y a venu habiter Montréal, Canada, qui vit un bagage qui est très calme, à comparer d'adrénaline que m'te gagné dans le temps, au fil du temps, PTSD en vient prendre place énorme. Donc, m'pa ka faire fonctionner, j'aime d'arrêt, mais m'pa ka conduire. Je ne peux plus aller sur les manèges. Bon, de toutes les façons, nous avons 52 ans, Johane. Nous calmons dans le dossier manège, là, c'est correct. Mais pas conduire, vraiment. Et c'est tout ça qu'on est qui à la base de blocage ça. Donc,
Okay,
tu sais, maintenant, je suis capable.
est-ce qu'on voulait guérir de ça?
Oui. Et j'ai fait beaucoup de travail jusqu'à présent. Tu sais, à un certain moment, si on montait, par exemple, font-ils glisser seulement, soit sur mon lampe ou bien glace, je vomissais ou je rendais le tout en bas. Donc, depuis quelques années, je n'ai plus ces réflexes. J'ai beaucoup travaillé sur moi. Et je veux guérir. Parce que je veux reprendre les rênes comme j'avais avant de ma vie et de mon fonctionnement, oui.
Ok. Eh bien, envoie-moi un message.
Cap développer bagay ça.
Voyez un message sur Facebook pour moi, sur Insta. WhatsApp. Oui, whichever, pour nous prendre un petit rendez-vous, pour nous parler de ça en privé. Et puis, pour nous est-ce que moi, je peux aider vous? Si vous voulez essayer avec moi. OK?
OK.
Avec plaisir. Avec plaisir, we'll do that.
All right, so...
Et je profite, et excuse-moi, oui, Blandy.
No, go ahead.
Je devais prendre temps, face à partie ça m'a dit en créole, je devais prendre temps pour me remercier au Johane pour le travail qu'on a fait et pour force, courage qu'on offre à Haïti. Parce que moi-même avant, nous avons même l'âge, mais nous connaissons l'autre depuis nous avons 2 ans. Right? So we know each other for 50 years, Johane, 50 or 49 years. Nous commençons dans la garderie, nous faisons pratiquement toute classe nous ensemble. Donc, l'on m'a gardé, cap évoluer, cap aider, et puis on mettait sous les médias sociaux. Ou pas t'imaginer, j'en so a fait, a changé vie l'autre monde. Parce que quelqu'un qui dit, moi-même, a fait pas un psychologue, ça, je ne comprends ni pied ni tête là-dedans. Même moi, madame, qui est madame Landrin, connaît boy ici, tu n'as pas dit Landrin, madame Landrin, me dit non, et puis me dit, Johane Landrin, il dit, oui, il dit, il travaille avec tout, et mon, tout là, etc. Donc, ça vient me faire moins peur pour m'aller chercher aide. Il me dit, oh,
bravo! That's beautiful, that's wonderful. Merci, Manouche. Et puis, Manouche, je suis contente, mais contente qu'on vienne ici.
C'est une chance pour moi-même. Je viens porter ce parti femme là, m'a vini tout.
Vini parce que je senti que bon raison. Blandine comme ça tout, c'est pas pour rien que nous là soir, c'est pas pour rien que moi là avec nous et moi t'ai senti qu'on t'a venu vers moi et moi paré. Donc en avant, nous allons commencer guérison, OK? OK, Manouche?
Oh, that makes me happy. I'm always happy when everyone gets the help that they are looking for. Okay, so just to wrap this up, Dr. Landrin, thank you so much. I'm sorry, Dr. Landrin, thank you so much for having us. I don't want to get on my case. Thank you so much for for coming tonight, for speaking to us. And I really appreciate you sharing your time with us. And I know I went over, so please don't beat me up over this. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. And do you have any last words with us for us before we end tonight's conversation?
Okay, the last word I have for you is like I want to share this journey that I am going to embark on this year. In 2016, I got pregnant to my third child. It was a boy, and it was a time in my life. I was 43 years old, and I had my firstborn was 10, my secondborn was 8, and I did not want another child and was not ready, and nothing in my life was in order for me to have this child. So I was very tormented, very confused, thought about abortion and all of that because it was a surprise. It was in between, contraceptives that I got pregnant, and I was like, no way, I'm supposed to going through menopause. What's going on? So anyway, so this baby started to grow in my belly, and my mother-in-law was living in the house with us at the time, and her husband had passed away the year before. And one day I come home because I was not discussing my pregnancy because I didn't know if I was going to keep it or not. So it was my choice to keep or not to keep. The father told me, you choose, you know what you want to do. I respect your choice. So I was in the living room, and she said, oh, I saw someone today that read, hand or whatever she did. And my husband came and said that don't do anything about this baby. Don't keep the child. I was like, what child are you talking about? And she's like, I don't know. He just said to send you this message. And I was like, oh, wow. So that was my first sign. The second sign was I went to work. I was a therapist at the school, and the ladies were talking about no way, don't do abortion. Abortions are not good. So all of that to say that this pregnancy when I was 20 in 2016, today is we're 2026, 10 years ago. He lived 8 months in my belly, and he passed away after being born on the 15th of August, which is the day of Assumption. And his name was Neotage. And this year I'm devoting my life to create this foundation, the Neotage Foundation, that to me was an experience that brought this ability for me to help to the Haitian people. I had to live through this pregnancy and to live through his death and to get this internal healing spiritually from the highest of the king. Because his name was Neotage. Neotage means new king. Mm-hmm. He didn't come to stay. He didn't come to be my child. He came to strengthen me for the mission that I'm doing. So 10 years after, I'm being revealed this, and I'm sharing this on the air for the first time, that I am going to start working on this foundation on his name, and to give more to the Haitian people, to create a platform so more people can donate, and so I can, with others that want the same thing, continue giving this whatever mental, professional help, and maybe financial help to the Haitian people that need a step moving from point A to point B. Not to keep their hands like a baby, because I don't want to baby anyone. I don't want to give charity. Right. No, I don't believe in charity, and I don't believe we are poor. No, we are rich. Haitian people are rich. It's just that they go through things that are, very very difficult. So they may need someone to hold their hands from one point to the other. So I'm going to, and Neo came for that, to give me this voice and this natural way to heal. It's not me, it's through him, it's through the highest of the king that I'm doing it. So this is a testimonial that 10 years after I am finally letting that out so that it can become more real. So
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is why I want to end my story. Nothing is done like that. And the more you wait, the more you realize why your life has to go through that, why you went through difficult moments, difficult time. So it's just not me. It's more than that.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. I'm humble. I can't, I'm not that powerful. And you know what Manushka said? I am touching so many lives.
You are, because there's people asking where they can reach you at. It's just on Facebook and Instagram.
And also on my email. You can share my email with them.
Okay, I can share your email. Okay, so you can find her with the same name, Johane Landrin, on Facebook, on Instagram, and her email for anyone who wants to know is, I'm sorry, just pulling that up right now. Okay, it's going to be landrinj@gmail.com. So it's going to be last name and then the first letter J@gmail.com for anyone who wants to reach out to. Thank you, Manu.
Put it at the bottom.
I appreciate it. So for anyone who wants to reach out to Dr. Landrin and you feel like you need to take that step and start bettering your life, your mental health, please go ahead and do so. She's of the same name on Instagram, on Facebook. She's also on TikTok as well. But if you want to go ahead and take that opportunity to email her, the email is in the chat.
I'm on TikTok now. Text to Nadine. I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, please get on TikTok. Trust me, it is a good way to network.
I'm on TikTok.
Yes. So, guys, if you guys have followed her from the last 2 days we were campaigning to follow, go ahead and message her, and feel free to go ahead and start creating that community, that safe space that you need to heal. Dr. Landrin, this has been such an amazing night, and I fought to have this night. As you know, I'm like, no, don't cancel. We'll do it. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. And I'm happy that it happened, because as you say, everything that happens for a reason.
It happened,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
No, I mean, so many people suggested that you come on. I didn't want to rub it. I didn't want to rob them of this opportunity. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Send you lots of love. And remember, the last thing is that life is beautiful. You all deserve to be happy and fulfilled in your life. And don't give up the fight. Find the answers. Go to Mexico. Come to Haiti. Go somewhere. Call, knock. Don't stay with it. Don't accept it. Okay? Ciao. Love.
Okay. Bye. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jojo. Be safe, okay?
Bye, guys. Thanks so much for coming. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's